Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lee, aka the Privy Sage. I did not intend on doing another video today, but I saw this article put out by PCGamer and I wanted to do a quick video on it. Now, this is about Concord, obviously, and I've already done one video that basically described my viewpoint on the game and how I did not like the design, the character designs, and just the game itself did not look like it was going to be a very appealing game because it was mainly for the modern audience. Now, let's see how well the modern audience has shown up for the game. Oh, and while we're at it, say hi to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi is my female cat. She's very loving, and she loves to come sit on my desk in front of my computer. She's a very sweet little girl. Okay, before we get into the article, let's take a look at the SteamDB charts for this game. Now, this game is both on the PC and console, so some of the console numbers may be slightly better, but if your Steam numbers are bad, I don't know how much better your console numbers are going to be. All right, so over here on SteamDB, you can see that right now in the game on Steam, 160 players. Last 24-hour peak, 276. All-time peak 4 days ago of 697. That's not a lot. And in comparison, let's take a look at some of these other top 100 games. Obviously, you have your Black Myth Wukong, which is currently at 1.2 million. Let's find an older game. Grand Theft Auto, 135,000. Elden Ring, 60,000. Let's find something else here. First Descendant, that recently came out, 38,000. Cats, whatever that is, 29,000. Here it is, Valheim, 17,000 current players. Compare that to Concord's 160. So this game, how long did it take them to develop? Let's see. All right, so based on what I've been able to find out, it looks like the game has been in development for 8 years. And according to posts I've seen on Reddit, on Twitter, I mean, obviously I don't know if we have official numbers, but they're estimating the game costs anywhere between $50 to $150 million to develop during those 8 years. And I would have to say there's a very good chance that is the case if you spent 8 years developing this game. That's ridiculous. All right. Now, the article by PCGamer, this really doesn't look promising. Concord PC players are having a hard time finding matches thanks to ridiculously low player counts. Don't know what they mean by 96 is the loneliest number. Maybe it's some sort of inside joke, something I don't get, who knows. Anyway, the article goes on to say, during Concord's early access, it was pretty hard for PC players to find games without queuing in console lobbies. At the time, I gave Concord the benefit of the doubt, deciding to chalk it up to a slow early access. Unfortunately, things haven't gotten better since the game became available for everyone. There are currently 96 players in Concord. It's off-peak hours, but having a 24-hour peak of 276 and an all-time peak of 697 on SteamDB is pretty damning. It's been a tepid first week on PC for sure. There are no public records for player counts on PlayStation, so this is really all we have to go on right now regarding Concord's popularity. Let's just check real quick. Top 10 games in your country. Okay, let's look at this. We got Wukong, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and just so you know, I do not use a VPN to change where my country of origin is, essentially. So you got Wukong, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Madden, college football, Star Wars Outlaws, which kind of surprises me, NBA 2K25, Grand Theft Auto, Roblox, and looks like a soccer game or something. Who knows? New games. See, Concord's right here. You would think top 10 it would be here. So I wish there was a list. I know there is. Somewhere. All right. So we got this sorted by best selling. Let's see where Concord is. Ooh, not even on the first page. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 per line, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. Where's Concord? Concord, 43. So right now it looks like it's listed as the 43rd on the list of bestsellers for PlayStation Store. And you've got a bunch of games in front of it. Ghost of Tsushima, Red Dead Redemption 2, Elder Scrolls, Destiny 2, Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Oh, that game's out. Zenless Zone Zero. I mean, you got older games out here. Valorant, First Ascendant, Elden Ring. I mean, all these games are higher on the list of bestsellers than Concord. Now, I guess you do have to. You got Black Myth Wukong. The only question I would have for the Sony PlayStation Store is this all-time sales, or is there like a 30-day window that you use here? Because honestly, you know, I don't see Fortnite still selling that well at the moment. I mean, it's probably reached peak capacity for the most part. Minecraft, so maybe this is all-time sales. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But it doesn't look good. I mean, 43. I mean, come on. So this game really is struggling. I don't know how well it's going to go. PC players have reported that long queue times are very much a problem for those not queuing alongside console players. Just waited 8 minutes for matchmaking and then it timed out. One player says, I love the game and want to play it. Unfortunately, I can't wait 8 minutes plus between games, so I decided to play something else and come back on peak hours. This really doesn't look promising at all. I've also had some pretty long wait times on Concord over the last weekend. I got to about 7 minutes before I found a game. This isn't awful, and I've played plenty of other games that can have similarly long queues. But the difference is that I'm not sure Concord is worth the wait. What first-person shooter games are you playing that have that long of a queue time? The whole purpose of the game, from my understanding, is kind of like that 5-on-5, 6v6, whatever. So you wouldn't think you'd have long queue times. You'd just be going through them and through them and through them if you had enough player base. It's not like, you know, in an MMO where you're queuing for a dungeon and you're waiting for a tank or you're waiting for a healer. And sometimes, yeah, those can be a pretty long queue. So I would be curious to see what games he's talking about. The games are quite fun, if a little chaotic, but they aren't outstanding, which is probably why players are finding the $40 price tag hard to stomach. Well, it's just the characters. They don't look good either. I'm just saying. I've played a few games, and while I enjoy some of the heroes like Haymar and Dahl, most of the matches feel indistinguishable, and the maps seem too big for their own good. You spend a lot of time walking around looking for fights, and then when you find one, everyone's abilities blend into a big chaotic ball of damage. That right there is why I've never gotten into games like this, Overwatch, or any game of a similar genre there. I've never gotten into those, because when I get into the whole PvP thing and everybody's doing their abilities, it's a whole mess and it's hard to know what's going on. I'm just too old for that stuff, right? Now, my younger son, he plays Valorant and Overwatch and with his friends, but for me, nah, that's not my thing. There's more to Concord than just the fights, as the cosmetics are quite cool, but that doesn't mean it's worth the price tag. No, cosmetics aren't worth the price tag. You're not playing the game for cosmetics. You want to play the game for the game. Cosmetics are great, but if the game's not good, the game's not good, right? It's not going to sell. Criticism over the upfront cost appeared the moment it was announced, and some players still think the answer to its launch woes is shedding the price and going free to play. They need to go free to play. This game won't last the month. They can't wait. Something like this could help bolster numbers, although there wasn't massive interest around the free beta either. Well, if they go free to play, they're going to have to change their monetization. They'll have to put in transactions that are costly to make up for losing the $40 price tag. Now, that may work, because people will spend, even small amounts of people may make the game profitable in the long run if you go free to play, only because people don't have good self-control. They'll spend $5 here, $5 there, $10 here. Next thing you know, they've spent way over $40 that they would have paid if they just bought the game outright when it was $40. So that might work for them. Even if the free-to-play route could help the dwindling player base, there's still a good chunk of the player base that doesn't want Firewalk Studios to make the shift to free-to-play. Free-to-play is super predatory. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's easy to spend your money and lives off kids' parents' credit cards. Yep. One player said, Concord costs $40 and everything post-launch is free. There won't be a battle pass, and every additional map in here is free. I don't mind battle passes if it's purely cosmetic. That's cool. But I don't like the battle passes that, give you benefits or whatever. I don't even know if I like paying for them. But, you know, like Fortnite has battle passes and people pay for them because they got skins and stuff for the characters that they like. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of battle passes. But it looks like the game is struggling. We've seen the player-based numbers. We've seen the sales on Sony's website, and I think it's 43 it was in the best-selling games. Steam, look, we called this before it was released. We knew it wasn't going to go well. They knew it wasn't going to go well. That's why they have all of their PlayStation accounts on Twitter. Anybody that's connected to Sony, they are pushing this game hard. It was very expensive. And if it doesn't succeed, it will probably trigger another round of layoffs, if not an outright studio closure. And honestly, when I saw that trailer, not only saw the character designs, but the trailer itself was boring, and the attitudes of the players were not the players. The attitude of the characters in the trailer were not very appealing to me at all. Did not look fun at all. If that's what you think a good game is, you need to lose your job. Not to mention, one of the game developers were going out calling players talentless freaks, criticizing players who some of them were providing honest, valid criticism of the game. And he was basically saying, why would I care about a bunch of talentless freaks hating on the game? So look, when your devs come out, your game's already struggling, you're just going to push people farther away. It's not a good look. So if this is the game you make, and these are the character designs you think are good, then maybe you need to either rethink the way you think or find a new job, because the whole point of making games is to sell a game, not to provide a therapy session for you. If you make a game based on what you want and it doesn't sell, sure, cool. You have the ability to make that game if that's what you want to do. But when it doesn't sell, there will be repercussions, because it takes money to make a game. And if you don't make that money back, you're going to lose your job. And I think that's what's going to happen to Concord. If you don't make a game that plays well, that isn't potentially past its prime, because this genre of game, I mean, it's already kind of filled by Overwatch and Valorant, and you might just be too late to the party. But then if you don't make a game that players want, with character designs that players want and find appealing, then you're also going to struggle. So it's tough for them. I kind of feel bad for some of the devs, but at the same time, not really, because these are the devs that are going to continue to push the things that players don't want. So if they lose their job, it's not going to be any skin off my back. I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. I'm going to play the games I want to play, and those developers who made those games, they're going to continue to have a job, because those games are going to be successful. So anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today in this video. I appreciate your time watching, and I will talk to you later. And don't forget to say bye to Chi-Chi. Say bye, Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi. What you doing? Say bye. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I disturbed you sitting on my desk. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.